everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today I'm doing a book review on Voice of the Ancient. Voice of the Ancient is Connilyn Cossette's newest book and her newest series. So this is book one in the King's Men series. This is set during biblical times, during the right before and right during the reign of Saul. So we're seeing right in the beginning of the book, we're seeing Saul being crowned king. So right before kings were even a thing, the Israelites were kind of jealous because the rest of the kingdoms had kings. So they were like, we need a king. And I forgot who it is. But one of the prophets comes and says, if you get a king, there's going to be problems. There's going to be troubles. And they still said, we want a king. We want a ruling king. So the prophet says, okay, God will give you a king. And so Saul comes. And that's basically really all you see of characters in the Bible. The rest is all about the eldest son of a Levite and a Philistine. So he's kind of dual lineage. And he and his friends aren't quite 20 years old. That's the age of joining in the military. But they really want to fight for Saul and fight for their lands. So they decide to go off and fight. And so on the way, one of the kids, well, not really kids, but teenagers, ends up going missing. And the other two it's either two or three, end up in a war. And one of them is deciding to become, the pretty atypical gladiator type of a hero. And then our main character, he had no idea how brutal war is. And it's not graphic. It's really not that graphic, not that I remember. But he realizes how brutal war is. Like, he seriously hesitated and he's like, I don't know if I can do this. So after that, he ends up on a journey. He decides to not ditch his friends, but he decides they ditch him because he's on the way to try to find his cousin who's missing. And they think he's dead. So they're like, we're not going to go with you to try to find your cousin. So he ends up going on this journey to try to find his cousin. And then another perspective in this book is on Kezia. And Kezia is a girl, I can't remember what lineage she is, but she's in the territory of Manasseh. And she's one of the daughters of one of the clan chiefs. And she ends up getting an arranged marriage to a man who's very evil, very bad. And so her maid, her servant, ends up telling her, you need to get out of here. So she ends up cutting her hair and doing a diversion so Kezia can leave. And so Kezia ends up leaving, and she ends up running into our main male character, who is Abaddon. And so they end up traveling together, her in the disguise of a boy, because she cut her hair. She's wearing, shapeless clothing. And I mean, he basically knows right from the beginning that she's a girl, but he doesn't say anything for her protection and stuff. They end up traveling together, trying to find part of her family, and him trying to find his cousin. So it's kind of a coming of age story, mixed with a little bit of action. And of course, people are going to be coming after her because she left and she's now married to this evil man. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really like the characters a lot. I can't really go into too much more detail without spoiling anything, because the back of the book really doesn't say anything. So I really don't want to spoil anything for you, because there's some things in here that come to light, both in the characters' lives and stuff. But it's really good. I really enjoyed the journey that both of these characters went on as they're trying to find both of their relations, as well as them kind of just becoming friends. And I really liked Abaddon. In the beginning, we really don't know what he does for a living, but he just becomes this fantastic, can I tell that part? I don't know. I'm just gonna tell you. He's a fantastic storyteller. I don't know if that's a spoiler. But he becomes a fantastic storyteller. He tells stories of the Bible so vividly, and he pretty much becomes famous throughout his journeys with Kezia. And so they're traveling, and he becomes well known with the stories and how he tells stories. And Kezia learns about the Lord through his stories. So I really enjoyed that part. So I hope you pick up a copy of this. Thank you to Baker Publishing for sending me a copy of this book to read and talk about with you all. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.